What up, fam? This is Vita coming to you. Oh my god, I have crumbs all over my chest. I was eating these Snappy Crisps, these wasabi wearing Snappy Crisps. I love these freaking things. They're so good. And I just looked down and there was like, looked like I had dandruff. Yuck. Anyways, okay, so this is part 2 of the FAQ video that I just filmed with the frequently asked questions about my polyamorous relationship. That video has questions 1 through 5. This one's going to be questions 6 through 10. So if you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check it out. And I had to break it up because I talk a lot. So, and I trying to film these videos during the day. It's a pain in the neck because I like the lighting that the sun gives me when I sit in front of my window, but my kids are always coming in here, knocking on the door, interrupting me. It's so frustrating. So this is take 2 for me of this video. And so let me just go ahead and knock it out. All right. So question number 6 is, what do the kids think? They have taken to it very well. We told them they do know the nature of the relationship. We did let them know, that Bree was, our partner romantically. I mean, we had to, put it in kids' terms because they're very young. I mean, they don't even know about the birds and bees. So I haven't even had the sex talk with my kids because they're like 8 and they just turned 8. But we did let them know the nature of their relationship to the best of our ability, and they love Bree, and she really, really loves them. So they've taken to the situation very well, which is great. Number 7, what if she gets pregnant? When we got into this relationship, with the knowledge that that was going to be the trajectory of the relationship because she was always very upfront about wanting children. And it's not something that ever bothered me, or it was not something where I was just like, oh, hell no, about it. It doesn't bother me if she wants to have a child with my husband. It's just not something that, I just don't see it as a big deal. So, I mean, it's a big deal in the sense that you're bringing another life into the world, but I'm just one of those kinds of people that the more adults a child has in their life that cares about them and loves them and, takes care of them, the better off the outcome of the child's life will be. And so I kind of liked I would watch that show Sister Wives with Cody Brown and his 4 wives, and I kind of liked the way it was, even though they had a bunch of kids and stuff, but they just had so much love in the house, and the kids had all these parents, and all these adult figures that they could have and go to, and I really, really like that. And so when we started dating and the subject of children came up, it was not something that gave me any pause. So I think my main concern for having a child is just that, number 1, we're able to financially provide for said child, and then 2, that the child comes into a loving, healthy, functional home, because that's what I strive to for my children. And so, obviously, for a child of hers and my husband, which, spiritually would be mine, since we're all in this union together, it would be the same thing. I would not want to bring a child into a situation where we couldn't provide for it and it was volatile. But, I'd like my children to have stable homes. So that's really my main concern. But as far as her having a kid with him or anything like that, I'm actually kind of excited, because she doesn't have a child, so it'll be her first pregnancy. And so getting to walk that journey with her is something that I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, that is that question. Okay, 8, what do your families think? Okay, so my family is super liberal. Very live and let live. My dad actually sent me a text message congratulating me when he found out. So, and my mom is very, very objective, very kind of laid back. And so even though I don't feel like she 100% approves of it, but my mom is also one of those kinds of people that's kind of like, well, Vita, you're an adult, and at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. And so she supports me living an adult life. And so I have no issues from any of my family members, thankfully. Some of my friends, for the most part, it's been a relatively positive experience. I've had a couple of friends that really didn't approve of it, but I have friends on very wide spectrums. So I have friends that are super, super conservative and friends that are super, super liberal and everything in between. So obviously I was going to get a mixed reaction about this. For my husband's family, his mom really didn't like it. So no, she was, his mom is super conservative, very Christian, and yeah, she was not feeling it. And a couple of other members of his family weren't too pleased. But for the most part, the rest of them just kind of are just like, whatever. And haven't even really commented on it and stuff like that. But my husband's not super, 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 super close with his family, so that's to be expected. For Bree's family, she gets a lot of flack. So I'll leave it at that. Her family is not as thrilled, which I can understand to a certain extent. It must look very strange to them, so I don't fault them for that. But I'll just leave it at she gets a lot of flack. She probably gets the most flack from her family, from all three of us. Me, I get none, so yeah. Number 9. This is a question that I get a lot from men, and that question is, how can I get 2 women? Men ask me that all the time. Where can I find a woman like this? Blah, 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 blah. And honestly, that question really freaking gets on my nerves. Because seriously, if you are a man who has dealt with a woman, you know how challenging we are. Just one. Imagine having 2 that you have to deal with. So it's not something to be gotten into lightly. It's not this thing where it's like Kevin's just like this baller, and now he's got 2 women. I mean, I hate that people do that. Number 1, because I feel like it kind of diminishes me and my role, and it kind of lessens me to like one of his hoes or something like that. And then number 2, it's just not the way it is. It's just not something to be entered into lightly. Like, I'm not one of those kind of people that feel like, oh, everybody's polyamorous. No, they aren't. It takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of security. It takes a lot of honesty, a lot of vulnerability. I mean, it's not something where it's just like, oh, we're just going to try this and, you know, whatever. You know, you see it on the rap videos. The guys talk about having 2 bitches. And so you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get me 2 bitches on my arm. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's not something to be gotten into lightly. And, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. And then 2, another question I always want to pose to those people is like, okay, well, you want this, you want your 2 women. Okay, so what if your woman wants somebody else? Are you going to be okay with it? Oh, okay, it's okay if it's a girl, but it's not okay if it's a guy. And, you know, all that stuff that guys do. And that's a whole nother topic. I could talk about that, too. So, So, how do you get 2 women? I don't know. Okay, figure it out. I ain't got 2 women, so I can't help you. Maybe you're gonna ask my husband, but he don't really know either. But anyways, and then the last question that I was gonna do is number 10, which is, was there something wrong in our marriage? And we kind of brought her in to spice it up. No. Polyamory enhances the functional, but it does not fix the broken. It enhances the functional. It does not fix the broken. We had a very healthy relationship. We had a wonderful relationship. We were very much in love. We were very much happy with each other before this. So it's not like we were sitting here going, like, you know, our relationship just needs some spice, some extra pizzazz. So we're going to get some extra pizzazz in our relationship. It wasn't like that at all. So we had a good relationship. We had a passionate relationship. We had a healthy relationship. We loved each other very much. We were together for 10 years. And she just happened to come along and kind of round out our experience. So, like I said, we weren't looking for this at the time. That was nowhere in our mainframe. We honestly really thought that this was not even something that, we would find, because my husband and I have such different taste in women. And also, I kind of felt like it would be hard for me to find someone that liked both of us, because we're both so very different. So, but, you know, we met Bree, and it just happened so naturally and so organically that, you know, we seized the opportunity, and I'm really glad that we did. But no, our relationship was fine. We weren't beefing all the time. We didn't have, like, a boring sex life. None of these things that people may assume why we're doing this. It's just something, or it's not like he's dragging me along and forcing me to do this. I'm just doing this to keep him. No, that's not happening. If you hear some craziness in the hallway, it's my kids acting crazy, because they really cannot let me film for 10 minutes. So, the joys of parenthood. But anyways, so yeah, no, our relationship was fine. We had a great relationship, and we still have a great relationship. We just have a great relationship with another person in it. So, at any rate, I am going to let you guys go, because as you can hear, I am being summoned. I'm sorry if this was really boring or not very informative. You ain't got to watch it, so whatever. But if you do have any questions that you would like to ask, or maybe there's a question that I didn't cover that you'd like to know about, or if there's a topic that you'd like me to discuss, please put a comment down below. I would love to get more things to talk about in these polyamorous videos and answer people's questions and kind of give people a glimpse into a different life. So, I will talk to you guys later. Deuces. Mwah.